Hey, this is Rachel, better known as Virtuous Niger 2011. I'm coming to you via YouTube. I'm now in Monterey, California. Um, I basically am revamping my YouTube. I'm actually coming back to you live and direct. Well, not live and direct, it's recording, but I'm coming to you via the Holy Spirit because while in worship, I was in prayer, I was in worship, and God kind of basically led me to go onto YouTube. I've been meaning to go on YouTube. Initially, I was going to go a couple of weeks back. I said, yes, I'm going to revamp my YouTube. I want to do this, that, and the other, and I never did it. Um, my whole plan, I decided to push it back and say, well, January is good. After the new year or in the new year, I'm going to do it. And as I was in prayer, as I was in worship and communion with God, He just said, YouTube now. Go figure. Uh, YouTube now. So I just said, okay, Lord, I'm going to YouTube now. While in prayer, God was giving me some keynotes and actually some things that was pressed upon my heart pertaining to process and a lot of things this coming new year. God gave me basically a saying like this is a year of expectancy. Expect Him to act. I don't know about you all, but I know I have a tendency to be like, well, I know you can do it, but let me not be disappointed. So I'll have my reservations. So if it doesn't pan out, I'm not too hurt. I kind of expected that, which that is the opposite of faith. That's no faith in there. But going back on how God had me to go onto YouTube, it's funny because in my mind, another reason the reason why I wanted to wait till January and things of that nature, I get more of my stuff, my furniture. I was just like, yeah, I have a chair, I have this, that, and the other. So I wanted to pretty things up and not necessarily share my process. And I've always been a keynote person to say, people don't respect the process. It's all about the process. But I know the people of God, we have a tendency to want to pretty things up. When we ourselves are going through our process, you may not see it. We may not even, state it much or say it much. And I'm not saying every time you need to tell people, hey, I'm going through a process. But we don't want to show people our ugly side. We show the fixed up side. So you see, I went from point A to Z, but you don't know everything in between. And so I was just like, let me wait till I get some chairs or whatever, and you can see whatever. And I'm like, well, God kind of put it in my spirit like, do it now. And I'm like, well, God, I don't have everything. It doesn't matter. This is my process of me moving to a new area. For those of you who don't know, I am from the Dallas area, Dallas, Texas area. More specifically, Rowlett, east of Dallas, Garland area. Woo-hoo. I moved all the way to Monterey, California, due to a job because God led me here. Yeah, and He gave me an example of that, how Abraham left his kindred, and that God promised to bless him when he leaves his kindred. And now I am here. I am literally stepping out on faith and believing God to allow me to be prosperous and to have dominion while I'm here. And it's so I want to use the term crazy. It's not crazy, but I guess it does seem crazy. I got a job out here as a nurse practitioner in a cardiology outpatient office. So, those of you who don't know, I'm a nurse practitioner, and I'm back in school for my doctorate. So, pray for me. Um, But yeah, as I was in prayer, God was telling me things about myself and telling me what He expects out of me. As I was in prayer, I was pouring out like, God, I'm fearful. God, I'm fearful that I'm going to fail. I'm not going to live up to the expectation that people have. I'm fearful of things not panning out right. Like, just a lot of things, a lot of rejection, a lot of things, anxieties that hang over somebody's head when they're starting something new. And isn't it's kind of funny how God had me do this on the brink of starting something new. Going into 2019, I'm doing something new in the new year. So I wanted to come on here and to encourage you that it is okay to start something new. Even though others may not have done it before you, even though you're not with your kindred, you're not with family, you could be separated, gone somewhere else. You feel like you may be alone. You feel like you're not understanding your purpose. Know that God is with you. Um, he will never leave you nor forsake you. It's I am in awe at what God is doing. How God is saying that this coming year is a year of expectancy, to expect Him to act. I'm excited. I am thrilled that God is putting in His people a new boldness, a new song, and that God is with us, working through us, in us, and with us. So I am excited. This isn't going to be a long video, a long drawn out video, but I'm excited just for what God is doing in this season or in this new year or in this season, because you know God works in seasons as well, mostly seasons. But I'm excited. I want the people of God to be excited, to have an expectancy, to be focused, to be clear-minded, and continue to hold on to what God is doing. Be blessed. God bless you. I'll see you in my continuation. In this session, I'm gonna label it Rachel's Chronicles. I'll see you later. Bye.